They're saying that it's not considered trans. Or what, you know?
It's gonna be a learning.
Okay, we'll call the Columbia County Land Bank meeting in order. Well, we won't do the roll call.
Roll call, Matt Morrell,
Here.
Ron Nuts,
Here,
PJ Keeler,
Here.
Brenda Adams,
Here,
Mark Taylor,
Here.
Patrice Perry,
here.
quorum and then some.
And then just for informational purposes, Ralph Fitzsimmons, County Attorney, is here, and Kimberly Prince Walsh, an attorney in my office, is replacing Chris Watts in his capacity as land bank. Chris retired, so she'll be attending the meetings for you when you need help.
thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
That has to go through board approval, economic development.
It's a chairman's appointment.
There's a resolution, well, the way we did Mark's, which was also a replacement, so there's a resolution going to the Economic Development Committee next Monday, and then that'll come to the full board. Yep, we'll be good.
All right.
In November minutes.
Yeah,
So moved to accept the minutes.
I just have one thing, I'm on the attendance. I know I came late, but.
Oh, yes, we can move you to.
To the last,
Okay.
I think the last vote needs my name on it.
You weren't here, but you voted, huh? That was good.
Oh, she's not listed at all.
I'm not listening.
So she's got to be added to.
Yeah.
The,
But I
vote.
came late,
Yeah.
but
I'll rewatch the video and figure out what time there was.
I didn't bring my handwritten notes, but I could tell you.
For that correction, I'll second it.
All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Operations update, Chris?
So a couple of things. One is just, I'll mention off the top, the last page of your packet is going to be a drawdown request to HCR that'll be submitting, should you approve it. So this includes the last 3 months of 2025 for CEBC's admin services, 2 insurance renewals, to Finger Insurance as our broker. And then Crawford Engineering has started the phase 1 environmental site assessments.
Oh, I printed mine, so I
Oh.
can pick one up off the top. Sorry.
Crawford Engineering has started the phase 1 environmental site assessments for the 2 parcels in Germantown that we're purchasing from the county. And then that's the entirety of the drawdown request I'll be submitting. Should it be approved? So I'll just mention that that's basically, you know, a pay the bills type of vote.
So we need a motion to
We can do that now.
So this is
approve the
for the
drawdown
quarter.
request.
This is for the fourth quarter.
That's for the 4th quarter of
Okay.
2025.
We have a motion,
I'll move it.
second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. HCR request budget amendment?
I've got a couple other things under operations
Okay,
update.
sorry about that.
That's okay. All right, one, I spoke to PJ a little bit before the meeting started, so we have some pretty big ticket transactions coming up, at least one for sure. And then a couple of others that we've talked about a couple times, but aren't set in stone quite yet. The way our funding works from HCR is it's reimbursement based. We don't have enough money to cover transactions like buying these 2 parcels from the county for about $115,000. So one of the pathways that HCR suggested to every land bank that it works with is to get a line of credit from a community development financial institution or a revolving loan fund, or you can just take out short-term loans. So I did talk to the executive director of the Capital Region Community Loan Fund this morning. This is a man named Dorian Wells. He's new in his role, but he's been there for like 30 years, I think. We are the southernmost tip of their service area, but this is something that they do all the time. So since we have this one transaction coming up pretty soon, once the ESAs come back from Crawford to purchase the 2 parcels in Germantown from the county wants, I'm pretty sure the county wants that money at the time of the sale. The land bank doesn't have that and it's coffers. So the revolving loan fund would allow us to be able to pay for the transaction at the time of the transaction.
So it's a bridge.
And then just request the reimbursement from HCR after.
It's a bridge,
Yeah,
basically.
And what'd you say the interest rate was for something?
4.5% if it's for affordable housing specifically, and then 5.5% if it's for some other community use. Because of the nature of that transaction, we're basically purchasing something and then transferring it to Habitat almost immediately. I think we might make one payment with the interest rate and then the rest would just be the principal.
And there's no penalty for paying early?
No penalty for paying.
And what, do you have an estimate of what the interest payment would be? For that one payment?
I don't know, and I believe we can include that in the reimbursement requests from HCR, so we wouldn't be going out of pocket. or
Okay,
anything.
that's where I was
Let's
at, thank you.
The other thing that I wanted to mention was I think that it has become time for the land bank to request its own legal services. We talked about this a little bit, but now that Chris is, I mean, obviously we have attorneys present at all of our meetings. But we need someone to just represent the land bank itself. So that under our procurement policies, that's going to trigger an RFP process. So if there are any attorneys or any firms that you would like to be included in the distribution of that RFP, just let me know. You can email me. I'll be sure to include them. I've got one or two that I've worked with in the past on other land bank matters that I'd like to
Anyone you
include as well.
recommend?
There's quite a few local that might be interested with an RFP.
So I think we would also want to have Rob's recommendations.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Chris and I can coordinate with a list for the RFP distribution.
And it's our RFP, so I guess we don't have to actually run it through.
Just this board.
It would be
Yeah.
land bank.
Would just be ours. Okay.
And that's a process that will take, what, 3 months, something only, you know? It
So
has to be out, you have to get it out, then it has to be out for a month.
30 days. Yeah, so I mean, it would take 45 days, but.
Are there any HCR requirements on the RFP, or that's the only thing? It's professional service, so you could hire, this board could hire someone tomorrow if they wanted to. So it's just whether for reimbursement, what does HCR want to see for this RFP process?
I don't think they've got any.
Just
input
check
on
it.
Yeah, we have I'll send you our policy.
Okay.
We have our own procurement
Because
policy.
it would just be an RFP responses within a reasonable time, say 10 days. Or however long we need, and then some sort of scoring grading criteria on the responses and a selection at your next meeting, probably. I think, I don't want to put pressure on Chris, but definitely you can do it relatively quickly.
And I think we do need it relatively quick.
Yeah, because you want to close on these two, so yeah.
But the RFP will be out for at least 3 weeks, right?
I would imagine so. I'll have to refer back.
I
to
think the
procurement
notice
policy to see what the minimum is.
Or that to have it out a little longer rather than shorter, I mean.
But this doesn't fall under the county procurement.
This is their
Fall under the
No,
policy
no, no,
procurement.
I know,
Yeah,
it's just that getting the word out
I
is
know.
so difficult.
To get a comprehensive list ahead of time and send it directly to them, then
The last thing I want, actually, and Rob, I might defer to you on this as not our attorney, but an attorney involved in this potential transaction. I'm open if anyone wants to make a motion to enter into executive session. I didn't include it on the agenda. This would be a real estate transaction that we have talked about before, but I think the last time we talked about it was also an executive
I
session.
would make a motion to go into executive session to discuss a transaction.
I'll second that. All in favor?
I,
Opposed, carried.
Like this.
Okay, for the record, the motion to come out of executive session was made by Supervisor Adams, seconded by Supervisor Knott. The vote was 6-0, and we came out at 2:26. I've got one last item, really.
Okay,
So the last item here is the request to Homes and Community Renewal to amend the land bank's capital budget. Basically discussed that a little bit. So initially, we had $100,000 for property acquisition and $350 for stabilization and rehab. Knowing what the ticket price is on the Germantown parcels, and this potential upcoming acquisition, I'm proposing to slide those numbers around, increasing acquisition from 100 to 300,000. And then taking everything out of property stabilization and rehab and just having a line item of 150 for demolition.
So if the actual costs are 265, the Valatia is 150 of that and is that what we were saying? Because the 150 was 300 split, acquisition and demo, right?
Yeah, so the Germantown parcels are, well, depending on when we close on them, because it's always, the clock's always running. Right now, they're about 115, 116,
Okay.
and then the Valatia property is
the
listed at
difference.
150. And then if we have a delta because the demolition comes in much lower than this number here, then we'll just find something else to make.
Because we sell over the bricks.
Yeah. That's right.
so we need a motion to amend
Just to amend the budget.
I will make a motion to amend the budget as per Chris's
discussion.
request.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you.
And you said that with this, we could move into the next funding cycle. When is the next funding cycle?
It's not open yet. And a lot of that's gonna depend on the demolition. Technically, you're supposed to have, let's see if I can remember this. 75% of your budget spent, but all of it committed. So we'd have to find something else to, whatever that delta is that remains after all these acquisitions and a potential demo. We just have to find something else to spend that money on.
How much is a survey these days for something like that?
1,500.
1,500?
Are you kidding?
Where are you getting your surveyors from?
Give me the name.
That could get someone to leave for 3 months. Yeah, so.
I was gonna say 10,000.
I would have been somewhere between there. maybe.
Oh, yeah, today.
Maybe I'm thinking of the ESAs. Maybe I'm thinking of the ESAs.
I was trying to spend your 34,000.
Oh, 10 grand, and I think we just need 2 quotes, so we can get that. Oh, one thing I will mention, just, I'm gonna make this part of the operations update. So we had initially talked about the land bank potentially playing a role, like a supplementary role in this vacant rental improvement program that RUPCO is operating for Columbia County. HCR did not like that. They didn't like using some of their money to supplement a different program that they ran. So the vacant rental improvement program is still open. RUPCO is still accepting applications. Recently, another round of it was announced from the state. Galvin will be applying for that. Like, the deadline for that is next Monday. So there might still be something for the land bank to do there. We haven't heard back yet from the application that the full board of supervisors approved in, I think it was the November meeting. This was the Pro Housing Community Technical Assistance Grant that was going to be countywide, because we are still to date the only county where everyone's present certified. Haven't heard back yet, but I think that there could be a role for the land bank to play in that as well. So maybe it's not the worst thing in the world to sub a little bit of power in the keg, should we get that award.
So VRIP is not limited the way ADU is, 80+1, which is, if you've had it, you can't have to do it again. You can't.
No, yeah, you can go back.
VRIP is, you can go back, okay. And we had a conversation yesterday at the Martin Luther King thing about contractors, the difficulty in finding contractors to do small projects.
That is,
Which I wanted to raise the issue if we were talking about, I think we talked about it in this committee, about potentially finding a way to deal with temporary or short-term workman's compensation insurance, and where that might fit in any of this conversation.
yeah, I don't know if HCR would let the land bank pay for that. So through the housing task force and in partnership with RUPCO, we're going to run at least one workshop, hopefully more than one, with our contractors here in the county, the smaller outfits, the sole proprietors that probably don't have workers' comp and very often don't. I think it's been really frustrating for RUPCO with the +1 ADU program and the applicants that they've got. A lot of the contractors that people want to work with don't have the required insurance. But all the contractors that RUPCO seems to work with in the other counties don't have that issue. So we're going to try to connect our contractors. Yeah. So we're gonna try to figure out what the gap is there. We'll bring in contractors from these other counties along with their insurance providers to talk to our contractors and figure out if we can, get over that gap. But that was one of the things that I'm gonna say this, Mike's not here. I asked Mike Tucker once, can CEDC pay for workers' comp for like a year or on a project specific basis? And then, get reimbursed when the project is done. That was a full non-starter, so maybe we'll find that funding.
So it was an interesting piece of this, because I brought up, when we were talking about the shortage of contractors, I brought up the fact that we have the program at Columbia Green that Assemblywoman Barrett had helped us with. And one of the people there had a child who completed that program, but could not find a job in Columbia County because it meant that person, the contractor would have to have workman's comp, and he didn't want to pay for the workman's comp. So here we are supporting a program to get kids trained, but then contractors aren't taking those kids on because it means they have to have insurance. So I don't know how many more barriers we can have to supporting these small contractors, but we need to think about.
But when you look at an overall project and your concern is the fact that workman's comp can add to the cost of it, doesn't matter who pays for it.
Yeah.
It's a cost that's there, whether the contractor buys it or you were to buy it, it's still a cost.
Have the contractors ever added it to the cost of the project?
Sure. Yeah, most of them do.
Yeah, so if they can do that, if that doesn't overinflate the value or cost of the project, then why is it an issue?
It isn't just that we've got a lot of small contractors that, you know, have the ability to, work privately and not need it, you know,
But what if they get hurt?
then they're on their own, you know? They can
Okay.
sue the property owner, and it's not a good thing, you know?
So I just wanted to mention it because it came up 2 or 3 different ways yesterday.
That's all I've got.
Any other business?
Motion to adjourn?
Okay, there's motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed? Carried.
You don't wanna buy the Moran property, Chris, yet? No?
Which one?
The Moran property.